Hey guys, welcome to M&M IELTS. In today's video, I'll be sharing a listening question that I'll be completing, like a form completion question. All right, it is one of those questions from Cambridge test papers. So I just wanted to share uh, a few tips, a basic few tips. How can you tackle listening questions? What are those basic things that one needs to keep in mind? Because at times I've seen that students, they really underestimate listening section. Yes, listening section is not the toughest of all, I agree. But yes, if it is a section where I can get a full 9 band easily, which can help me in increasing my overall band score, why not? Why not should I aim for a perfect 9 band in listening, so that I can use listening as a tool to reach to a higher level of overall band score, right? So let us see in today's video what are those few things that I would keep in mind when I'm solving a few listening questions. Okay, let's get started. So I have this question in front of me. The first thing I have to make sure is I read the question and I understand the requirement, because if I do not do that, I'm definitely going to make mistakes and I will end up writing something which I should not be writing, and I will not get a good score, right? So the most important thing for me to realize over here is complete the notes below using no more than 3 words. So it is like a form completion or a complete the sentence kind of a question, right? So let's assume this is a form completion question, and it says very clearly no more than 3 words. So which means the maximum word limit for me is 3. I can be below 3, but there is no way I can be over 3, right? That is the first thing I need to understand. Now, there are a few blanks. Definitely I'll be playing an audio. We will solve the question, right? And once the question solving is done, we will also discuss. What I would encourage is, while I play the audio, do not look at the computer screen, as in do not look at the answers which will be after a few seconds in this video. What you can do is look at the computer screen as in the question screen, listen to the audio and try to write down the answer or even guess the answer, speak the answer. And when you do that, if you get a wrong answer, do stick to the explanation part when I discuss why this was the right answer, and ask yourself a question: why did I get it wrong? What did I think? What made me think that this should be the right answer and I wrote the wrong answer? And after you have analyzed your mistake, play it again, solve it again, so that your brain now knows where should I focus, right? So please do this exercise 2 times, so that you are not only aware of the mistake, but you exactly know that I shouldn't be making such mistake the next time, right? Now, let us do that. So let me play the audio and let's get started.
As the conversation continues, complete the notes in the spaces provided.
Anything else I can help you with while you're here?
Well, yes, actually. Do you know what the course requirements are? I mean, how much work is expected for this course?
Well, you have to complete a tutorial paper.
Well, what does that involve?
Well, it's a piece of work on a given topic based on some set reading texts. You'll have to give a small talk to your tutorial group.
Oh, how long does that have to be?
Oh, about 25 minutes usually.
I have to talk for 25 minutes?
Yes, that's right. And then you have to write up your piece of work and give it to the lecturer to be marked.
Right. And is that all?
No. You also have to complete a 3,000-word essay on a topic.
Can I choose the topic?
Yes, usually you can.
Right. That shouldn't be too bad.
And in addition to that, there is an exam.
An exam? What sort of exam?
Well, it's an open book exam.
Does that mean I can have the textbook with me during the exam?
Yes, that's right.
And can you give me any idea about the content of the first year of economics, so that I can get into some reading?
Well, you'll be getting the reading list next week when lectures start. All the books are in the library.
Yes, but won't everyone else take them out as soon as they get the reading list too?
Well, yes, they might. But most of the important ones are held in closed reserve. That's a part of the library where you can go to read books, but you can't take them out of the building.
What did you call that section of the library?
Closed reserve. However, we do recommend that you buy the core books. You'll find them useful and you'll need them for the exam.
Yes, I suppose I will. But what is the focus of the course?
Well, the course at this university has a vocational focus. That is, a focus on preparing its graduates for work. So we're orientated very much towards employment.
Oh, so my chances of getting a job are good.
Well, provided you get good results.
Well, look, thanks for your time. You've been really helpful.
All right. So I hope you have understood that why is it actually called listening section. You have to be so alert, you have to be attentive, you cannot miss a single second. It's like you cannot miss a beat, because you may not be attentive for that 1 second and you might lose that one blank or one answer and one mark, right? So you have to be very attentive. Now, obviously, when I'm writing the answers down, as in when I'm listening to the audio, this is my rough work. I cannot write answers like this, right? But then what I will do is, once I transfer the answers into my answer sheet, that's when I have to realize that, okay, I cannot write more than 3 words. I have to be careful of the spellings. I have to be careful of the capital letters, small letters. These things are also important. So now I will start, writing the answers. Now let us discuss a few things. Few blanks were very easy and straightforward. Like the first one, it said that, okay, it's about tutorial work, a piece of work on a given topic. Student must talk for 25 minutes or a small talk for 25 minutes. So I would just write down talk, because she did say that it's a talk for 25 minutes. And sometimes I feel less is more. Less words you write down, and if that is the correct answer, less chances of you making mistakes. The more and more stuff you write down, more chances of you making spelling errors or maybe capital letter error or something like that. Okay, over here I would prefer writing talk, because she did say talk for 25 minutes, right? Let's move on to the next blank, which is dash give to lecturer for marking. Now, what did she exactly use? Write up piece of work. Now, if I write down the full sentence, write up your piece of work. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words is what she exactly said. Write up your piece of work that is given to lecturer for marking. But the problem is I cannot write more than 3 words. So now I need to select any 3 words, not any 3 words. I need to select 3 words out of these 6 words, which should be grammatically correct and make sense, and I should be able to deliver the message that I'm trying to deliver the meaning that I'm trying to deliver, right? So what I would say is write up work, okay? Your piece of is not that important and is not necessary. Yes, if I was given the liberty, use as many words as you want, or use 6 words, whatever the maximum limit is, let's say it's 6 words, then I would have straight away written exactly what was told in the audio, which was write up your piece of work, okay? But I know that I do not have that liberty. So what I would do here is I would select those 3 words which are enough to communicate what I'm trying to communicate without any grammatical error. So which is write up work. So your answer can be write up work, okay? Now, the next one. She said usually, and then there was you can, okay? So what was you can? You can select the topic of the essay. That's what they were discussing. Can I select the topic of the essay? And she said usually you can select, right? So you can, within my word limit, I'm safe. I would write that as an answer, okay? The next one, what sort of exam? What type of exam? So if you write down open book, that is correct. If you write down open book exam, even that is correct, because again I have a maximum limit of 3 words. If it was 2 words, yes, I would have written open book, but because it is 3 words, I can write open book or I can write open book exam. Both of them are correct. So let's say I've written open book here, okay, or open book exam, let's say any of them. Now comes the blank where I've seen a lot of students, they make error because they would listen to something and they would immediately jump to the conclusion that, okay, this is the answer, and they will write down the answer. What is it? Next is, it says important books are in dash. A lot of students I have seen, they will write library as the answer. That is why while the audio was being played, I wrote all here, because the speaker said all the books are in library, all. But the question is, where are the important books? Important books are in closed reserve. And then the male speaker also repeated, where are this? Where did you say that these books are? And then she said again, closed reserve, which is again an indication to me that I have to be very attentive, that important books are not in the library, they are in closed reserve. All the books are in library. So if it was, where are all the books? Answer would have been library. But because the question was, where are the important books? Answer is closed reserve. And obviously I have to make sure that I write down spelling of closed and reserve correctly with C and R in small letters, right? These small little things, they help you decide your listening score. You have to be very careful. The next one, focus of course. So then they started talking about where should the focus be. Now, according to me, there can be 2 possible answers. Number 1, she clearly said focus on vocational as a subject, right? It was the name of a subject. So your answer can be vocational, or she also said that they do focus on preparing for work, preparing the students for work. So you can also write down preparing for work, because it is again within your limit of 3 words, okay? So your answer can either be vocational or preparing for work, but you cannot write both of them as your answers, because if you write both of them as your answers, it crosses your word limit, which is 3, and it would become 4, because preparing for work itself is 3 and then vocational is 1, so 4, which is not correct, okay? So you have to make sure you stick to any one. Let's say I've written vocational, okay? Now, I've written all the answers over here, just so that in case you want to take a screenshot or you want to keep it up over here, all right? So you can write talk as your first answer, write up work as we discussed, you can choose or you can, both are correct, because she said you can choose, usually you can, anything is correct. Because the word limit is 3 words, so if you write down you can, that is correct. You can choose, even that is correct. So over here, there are multiple possibilities. Like for example, over here, vocational, that is correct. And also preparing for work, even that is correct. So don't think that someone has written preparing for work, they will get more marks because they have written 3 words. I have just written 1 word, vocational, I'll get less marks because I've only written 1 word. That is not how you get marked. That is not how you get scores. If your answer falls under the category of correct answer, does not matter how many words, I mean obviously within the word limit, you will get your score. So vocational is also correct, preparing for work is also correct. The next one, open book exam. As I said, if you write down open book, that is correct. Open book exam, that is also correct, okay? And next one, closed reserve. Over here, there is no other option. Closed reserve is the correct answer. There is no other way of writing this answer. So there would be some blanks where there is no other option. There is only one way of writing the answer. But a lot of blanks also have different ways of writing the answer. So if you've written any one which is correct, you will get your marks. That's why I've written, I was sharing a different answer and then I've written a different answer here just to show that both are correct. Okay. Now, what are those things that I'll be careful of? Spellings. So I have to quickly check, are all my spellings correct? Then I will move on obviously and make sure that yes, these questions are done. Next, capital letter and small letter. Okay, so now I have to be careful that if there is any name or a proper noun, it has to start from a capital letter. Or if something starts from a new line, it has to start from a capital letter. So what I would now check is, have I made any errors? Because if I have made errors, this is the time when I have to correct my errors. Otherwise, what happens is I am rolling with my errors. I would come back home thinking I've done a good job, but I've made mistakes because I've messed up with capital and small letters. Let us see. Focus on vocational. Yes, it's part of the sentence. Good. Important books are in closed reserve. Yes, closed and reserve. It has to start from small letter, right? Type exam, and in a new line there is a blank because there's a colon. So underneath the colon there are the types that they want us to write. So because it's a new line with new category that is starting, it has to be a capital letter. So I would write down open book exam with O as capital. Definitely book and exam, B and E don't need to be capital. Next line, usually you can or usually you can choose. Same line, I don't need any capital. The first one, a piece of work on a given topic, students must, and then there is a colon, talk for 25 minutes. So that's why T has to be small because it's part of the sentence. And then next one is write up work give to a lecture for marking. That's a new sentence, okay? Because after 25 minutes, if you see there is a full stop. Very important. Full stop. Full stop means that sentence ended there, 25 minutes. Then a new sentence is starting. When a new sentence starts, W has to be capital. Over here, if I write down W as small, it is wrong because after full stop, a new sentence starts. And when I start writing a new sentence, the first letter has to be capital. So these are the things I would definitely make sure that I check, before I proceed, because these would definitely contribute in your scores. So sometimes looks easy, but yes, a regular amount of practice is very important for getting a good score in listening section. With that, I will take your leave. I wish you all the luck for your practice. And if there is anything that is bothering you in IELTS, feel free to put that in the comment section below. And we are more than happy to make videos on those topics or on those issues so that we can help you in the best possible way. Bye for now.